What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be installing brand new valve cover gasket on the passenger side, because with it being a turbo model Subaru Impreza WRX, it tends to leak on that side. So I went ahead, took my intake off, took the oil, drained the oil and the coolant, which I just finished up with. So next, you're going to take off, you want to undo your exhaust, your up pipe if you are able. And then I went ahead and disconnected my O2 sensor so that way I could get to the bolts on the side. And then you're also going to want to take out your spark plugs. And then you should have plenty of room to take off all the bolts for the valve cover gasket. So, and I'm going to take off all the bolts. Make sure you have a piece of paper or something where you can write down where everyone goes. That way, like, some bolts are longer than others. That way you know where every bolt goes and you're not going to be scrambling, wondering whenever you're all said and done where everything goes. Alright guys, so I came out of the car here. You can see I already got all the bolts taken out, and you can already see that is why I'm replacing this gasket. Is that right there is a pinched gasket. And I mean, you can clearly see it's leaking. But look up there, I already got all the bolts taken off. So hopefully I should just be able to grab a screwdriver or something, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take this right off. And then in the meantime, like I said, I made a template for myself so that way I know where every bolt goes, and that way I won't lose any in the process. All right, so here's my first look at my valve cover gasket, and from what I can tell, well, can't really tell anything yet, but I'm gonna try and get this cover off so then we can look at it better. All right, so I actually did not end up recording it just because it was kind of like cramped in that space. But with the passenger side valve cover, you have to take these two hoses off, which is that one, and then this one, which connects to the back of your intake right there. That one goes there, the bigger one, that one goes here. So once you take those hoses off, and you take every bolt off that you need to take off, the whole valve cover should slide up right through this little hole here. Once you've disconnected everything, should slide right up through that hole there. Then take the old gasket, trash it, don't need it because I have new ones. And I'm gonna go ahead and wash this off, clean it real good with some parts cleaner, and then I'm gonna throw it back on. Now that that is washed off, I'm gonna get some parts cleaner and then just kind of wipe off the outside real good, because I want to make sure that if it does leak again, I want to be able to find the leak like it easily. So I just finished washing it off and it looks much better than it did before. Obviously I still have to do a little bit more cleaning on it, but this is where it looked before I cleaned it. Alright, so while this is soaking, I already did the bottom side, but I put some engine degreaser on it. But while that is soaking, grab a very clean rag, brand new rag, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe around the outside where the gasket is, because you can see there's a little bit of residual debris and stuff. So I'm just gonna clear that out of the way so that the new gasket can have a very nice tight seal. So I just finished cleaning it up. This is what it looks like now. Much better than before. Now that I have it all cleaned off, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my gasket sealer, and I'm gonna grab my new gasket sets, put those on, and then I'm gonna put it back in the car. So I just finished putting the valve cover back on. I'm starting to put the hoses back on, but I wanted to run you guys through the order on which you torque them down to. So you got 8 bolts on your valve cover. So you're gonna start, I'll show you guys my diagram, just so it's a little easier. So you have your top of the motor, and this is the front of the car. So we'll look at it over here, like we're looking at it. Okay, so you have your valve cover. Okay, so you're gonna start and you're gonna go center, 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 just like your normal star pattern on a car. And then you're gonna go bottom left, top right, bottom right, top left. Then you wanna torque those down to about 4.7 to 5 foot-pounds. Plus or minus 0.3 is okay, but you don't want to do more than that. Turn me up. Okay, so I went ahead, put the coolant reservoir back on, hooked it all up properly. Got all my injectors hooked back up, fuel rails, all that fun stuff, coolant reservoir, hoses back together. So now I'm in the process of putting the spark plugs back in, which you can kind of see I've already started on, but gonna go ahead and get those back in, put the forget what they're called, but those things, put those back on, and then hopefully I should be able to put the up pipe back on and just kind of continue on from there. Unfortunately, I ordered some new studs for the up pipe, and unfortunately they don't fit. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. It is what it is. Not a big deal. I'll figure it out. Not a big deal. I'll figure it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and pack up for the night get some sleep for tomorrow. I went ahead and ordered some Killer Bee Motorsport up pipe bolts. They said they were for a WRX STI, but I guess they don't fit. So it is what it is. I will figure it out later. But in the meantime, a lot of progress tonight. I got the valve cover done, valve cover gasket done. I got the coolant reservoir back on, all the lines connected, turbos connected. So basically I have to get the up pipe bolts, and then I can put everything else on, put fluid in it, and should be good to go from there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and put oil filter back on, just to keep that out of harm's way, keep any bugs or anything from flying up into it. But yeah, that's a good thing. Got that taken care of tonight. So hopefully that'll fix my oil leak, and I can continue driving my Subi here shortly. But with what I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, just because there's nothing else I can do. I'm at a stopping point, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'll get it figured out. If I have to order and do downpipe, I will. Not ideal, but I will. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for like part 3 or part 4, whatever's coming up next. But with that being said, stay spooling, my friends. Peace out.